Now we will study string methods. Strings have built-in methods. The syntax is string dot the method we want to perform. So we have a variable name, which is a string, therefore written between quotations, Manal Kamal Zaki. It's a name. Okay. By the way, let's have the indices here. So M has the index of 0, A the index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on until I, which has the index of 15. Now let's print the name we have. Run, it prints Manal Kamal Zaki. Let's turn it into a command here, and let's start using our first built-in method. So name, let's say 1 equals name dot capitalize. And we have our brackets here. Let's print now name 1. Run, and it prints the first letter with a capital letter. This is the meaning of capitalize. If we have a copy of this, to try another built-in method, which is title. We have here title, and let's see what happens. We print our name. It prints the first letter of every word in a capital letter. Let's try another built-in method, upper, which prints all letters in uppercase. If we try lower, it will print all letters in lowercase. Here we are. Let's have a command here and try starts with and ends with. We have here any variable you need. Let's say start, name dot starts with. We want Python to check if our name starts with MA, the substring MA. And we print here, of course, start. Let's have a run. It gives a Boolean true as our name starts with MA. Let's try ends with. End, the variable end. And here we write ends with say Zaki. And we print the end. Let's have this a comment. It gives true. But if we say ends with say MAL, it should give a false Boolean. Yes, it gives false. Let's try again Zaki, telling Python to start searching from index 4 included till index 16 excluded and have a run. It gives a true, of course. But if we have this for a 13, of course, Zaki starts from Let's count 15, 14, 13, 12. It starts from 12. So we expect a false here. Have our run and gives a boolean of false. Let's now try other built-in methods. Let's say we need a letter location. Our variable letter locations equals name dot find to find the location between brackets and a quotation K, which means find where K exists in our name. So it gives the index. Let's print here. Letter location and have our run. It gives 6 because the first K here is encountered with the index 6. If we add before find here R, which means reverse, it will give the location of letter K, the last location in our variable name. So let's have a run. It gives 14, indicating this K. Let's have Python count how many Ks we have in the variable name. So it's clear here we have 2 Ks. Let's have our variable count K equals name dot count, and let's have our variable K or our letter K. Of course, we need to print the variable count K. And let's have our run. It gives 2, which means K is found twice in the variable name. Now let's delete this for now and study the is methods. Let's have our variable name equals Manal 1, 2, 3. It's a name and a string and therefore must be written between quotations. And let's have another variable answer, which will return a boolean equals name dot is digit. And print the answer. The semicolon here allows us to have more than one statement on the same line. Print answer. And let's have our run. False. Is digit tells Python to check whether the name consists of digits only counting from 0 to 9. Of course, it has letters here or alphabets, and therefore it gives false. Now let's try another method. Let's have the first one as a comment. And instead of is digit, let's have is alpha, which means check if all the characters here are alphabets starting from A to Z. Of course, it gives false again. Let's have another is method, is all num, which tells Python to check whether all the characters in our variable are only alphabets and numbers or digits. Let's have a run. Yes, it is true. Now let's have a space here between the L and 1, and let's have a rerun. Of course, the space is neither an alphabet nor a digit. And we expect a false. Yes, it gives false here. Let's have another. built-in method for strings. We have is lower, which checks if string is all lowercase, and it returns a boolean, of course. Yes, it is true because we have all lowercase here. If we check is upper and have the upper statement here, of course, a comment, and have a run, it gives false because we have lower cases here. Not all characters are uppercase. Studied the basic built-in methods and a couple of is methods. Let's have another bunch now. Let's delete all this and start a new variable. We have our name. Let's have the variable name1 equals between quotations 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and let's write Sandy Brown. And let's have our new variable here. Let's call it new name1. We use other variables than name1 in order not to destroy the original variable. Equals name1 of course, dot strip. This is a new bunch of variables and our semicolon to print the new name. Let's have a run here. It gives Sandy Brown, which means that all spaces preceding and proceeding the name were cut out. Let's have here print the original name, which is name1, just to see the difference. This is the original variable here, original name, name1, and this is the new name after stripping all the preceding and proceeding spaces. Let's try a new built-in method. Let's have this to be a comment. And let's have a new variable, new name2 equals the original variable name1 dot split, which means that we need to split those characters. Let's use the letter R or at character R and print the new name 2. See how this split works. Sandy, our space here, B, and it was split at R, the R doesn't exist, and we have OWN at the end. This is how we split our variable or our string. Let's now try to replace a certain substring. So we have name3 here, our new variable, equals name1 dot replace. In the end, we will print new name 3. But let's return to the replace here. Let's replace brown by black. And let's have our run, Sandy Black. Let's now try another built-in method, which is the join method. To study the join method, let's have a variable x, which is a list of 2 elements, The first is the string Sandy, and the second is the string Sue. Let's have our semicolon to allow the second statement, which is print on the same line, and let's print X, which is our list. Let's have a run. Yes, it prints the list Sandy and Sue. Let's try to have the joint method. So X equals between quotations. Let's have a hyphen here and dot our method join, and let's have our curved brackets. And let's print X now. It uses the hyphen to join. If you have this statement repeated with a little difference, instead of this hyphen, we have a comma and reprint. Yes, it joins the two elements with a comma. If we have another adjustment, deleting this hyphen and have our print, Sandy Sue looks like a one word. Let's have another trial with something different. Instead of this hyphen, let's give a new line and watch what happens. Sandy and the second string Sue starts on a new line. Let's have all this deleted now and try something else. Let's have a new variable here, a number equals our quotations, because Python will read all what's between the quotations as string. So we have several spaces here, 1, 2, 3 space, and 4, 5. Some other spaces here. And let's have our semicolon print our number. And let's have run. Yes, it prints the number. Again, let's try the strip method. So we have our new number. This is a new variable, equals number dot the method strip, and then we print the new number. And let's have a run. This strips all the preceding and the proceeding spaces of the string, and here is our new print. Let's try our replace studied before. Let's have here replace and tell Python to replace 45 by, let's say, 62 and print our new number. Let's have one last statement, the help statement. Print help of the string. And let's see what happens on the run. It really gives all the methods that we can use for strings. We studied the basic built-in methods for strings. We studied is methods. We studied also the find and replace and strip, and we had a quick idea about the help of strings. This concludes with our video today.